Welcome back to Mrs. English Learning, the podcast where we turn everyday moments into English lessons. I'm Brianna, and sitting across from me is the always busy Reza. How are you holding up today, Reza?
Oh, Brianna, busy is an understatement. I feel like I've been running a marathon since 6 a.m., but I am never too busy to sit down with our listeners and talk about the English language.
That's the spirit, and speaking of our listeners, we see more of you joining us every day. If you haven't already, please give us a follow or subscribe. It truly helps us grow and allows us to keep providing these deep dives into English conversation.
It really does. Today's theme is one everyone can relate to, the busy day. In our short script earlier, Brianna, you said you had back-to-back meetings. That is a classic workplace expression.
It is. Back-to-back means one thing finishes and the next one starts immediately with no break in between. No time for coffee, no time to stretch, just meeting after meeting. Let's listen to an expanded version of our characters winding down after a long, hectic day.
Sound effect. The clinking of silverware on plates as they eat their dinner. Feels so good to finally sit down. My feet are actually aching. How was your day at the office, Brianna? Was it as bad as you expected?
Honestly, Reza, it was a total whirlwind. I barely had time to breathe. My morning started with a crisis. A server went down and it just snowballed from there.
Oh no. Did you manage to get on top of it?
Eventually, yes, but it took 3 hours of troubleshooting, and because of that, I was swamped for the rest of the afternoon. I had those back-to-back meetings I mentioned, and I'm still behind on my emails.
I know that feeling all too well. When you're swamped, it feels like you're drowning in work. My day was a bit different, but just as hectic. I was running errands all morning. I had to go to the bank, the post office, and then drop the car off at the mechanic.
That's a lot of driving around. Did you at least get a lunch break?
Barely. I had to grab a bite on the go. I just ate a sandwich in the car while waiting in traffic. By the time I got home, I was completely drained.
I can see it in your face. You look exhausted. I think we both need a low-key evening. No more chores, no more screens, just some peace and quiet.
I second that. Let's just veg out on the sofa after we finish eating.
There were so many great busy words in that conversation. Reza, let's look up the word whirlwind. We usually use this for weather, like a small tornado, right?
Exactly. But in a conversation, a whirlwind day is a day that moves very fast and feels a bit chaotic. Everything happens so quickly that you feel a bit dizzy by the end of it.
I also said the situation snowballed. This is a great visual. Imagine a small snowball rolling down a hill. It gets bigger and bigger and faster and faster. In English, if a problem snowballs, it means it started small but quickly became much larger and more difficult to handle.
That's a very common corporate term. Another one you used was swamped. If you are in a swamp, you're stuck in deep water and mud. So if you are swamped with work, it means you have so much to do that you can't move or finish it all. You're overwhelmed.
And what about your phrase, running errands?
Running errands are those small necessary tasks we do outside the house. Going to the dry cleaners, buying groceries, or picking up a package. We don't say I'm doing my small jobs, we say I'm running errands.
It sounds much more natural. Now, I also mentioned being behind on something. If you are behind on emails or behind on a project, it means you are not as far along as you should be. You are late.
And the opposite of that is caught up. Tomorrow, Brianna might say, I finally caught up on my emails, meaning she finished them all.
Hopefully. Now, let's talk about the feeling words. I said you looked drained and exhausted. Reza, exhausted is just a very strong version of tired.
But drained is more specific. It feels like someone pulled a plug and all your energy leaked out. You have nothing left in the tank.
And when you're that tired, you want to veg out. This comes from the word vegetable. It means to relax and do absolutely nothing, like a vegetable sitting on a shelf, just watching TV or staring at the wall.
It's my favorite activity after a long day. Now, for our listeners who are working in English-speaking environments, these phrases are essential for small talk. When someone asks, "How are you?" and you've had a tough day, don't just say, "I am tired."
Right. Try saying, "It's been a bit of a whirlwind today," or "I've been swamped." It makes you sound much more like a native speaker.
And remember, if you want to keep learning these natural expressions, please follow or subscribe to the Mrs. English Learning podcast. Your support helps us create more content like this.
We've covered a lot of ground today. We talked about being swamped, running errands, and vegging out. Reza, are you ready to go do that last one now?
I am more than ready. I can already feel the sofa calling my name.
Then we should wrap this up. Thanks for listening, everyone. We hope your day wasn't too hectic, but if it was, we hope you have a chance to relax now.
See you in episode 4, where we'll be planning our weekend. Hopefully, it's a relaxing one.
Goodbye for now.
Bye.